It's Lamarius on the beat.
What up, world? Welcome to another episode of RMT, That's Real Man Talk. It's your boy, Stan Man, coming to you with just another great conversation piece today. And look, I just appreciate everyone for tuning in, taking out part of your day, taking out part of your time to come here with RMT and join in the conversation piece with me. And before I even get started, I'd like to give a couple of shout outs. And my shout out today is to my boy, the Killer Crossover. Shout out to her for showing me love, and Tommy T Style Media. Appreciate you, man, for showing me love, liking, commenting, sharing all my videos, my clips, shorts, everything. I appreciate that. And so, for further ado, I want to give a big shout out to the man upstairs, up to God, for giving me time, giving me the strength, the understanding to come in here every week after week and able to give y'all a great conversation piece. All right. So on today, we want to go ahead and get into it. Got a little short little conversation for you today. But what we want to talk about today is preparing for war. Yes, preparing for war. And I got a couple of people that I want to talk about preparing for war. And one thing that comes to mind is the story of David and Goliath. You know, if a lot of people don't know about David and Goliath, it's a story in the Bible about a giant named Goliath and David, just a regular person going against Goliath, which was a giant. And so the story, it took place First Samuel 17 and 1. That's where you can go find where it starts at, and you can continue to read until it ends. And so that's where it starts at. And so it starts with David. He's the youngest son of Jesse, right? And Jesse sends David down because David's brothers are in the war zone. So he sent David down to the war zone to send his brothers some food and something to drink and take it down to his brothers. And so David get down there, he started talking to his brothers, and a lot of us are in those type of situations where we may be sent to a place that we don't want to go to. It might not be a war zone, but we wondering why we are sent to these different places that God are sending us to. Why are you sending me to this job, or why you send me to the witness to this person, or why you send me to go into different areas or different fields of study? And sometimes we don't understand the way that we are going to be used within that situation to give him the glory. So when we go into that, it'd be hard for us to understand why we're going down there. So he was going down there to feed his brothers, give them water. And so David got down there. He just like, look, I'm just going down here to see what's what. Feed them, give them water, and that's it. And so what happened while he was down there is like, Goliath started talking noise. He started calling out, swearing to people, and a lot of people was like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" They don't want to go fool with him. They said, "Listen, let's go one on one. You got your best warrior, we get your best warrior, whoever your best person is, send them out, send them on out, and we can end this now." So if Goliath win, we get we get the spoils, we get whatever comes. We get your land, we get your women, we get everything. But whoever you send out, if they win, we get whatever that you get whatever that we have, right? And so when David went out, and he went out and nobody else would battle him. Nobody else would battle go live, and when nobody else go against him. And so we like, why would we go out and fight when nobody else has went against certain things and won? There might be people in your family that they're fighting with alcoholism, they're fighting with drugs, they're fighting with cancer, and every person that you saw, they lost that battle. But then here comes you. You come along and you like, everybody else is saying, "Oh, you can't do it. Yeah, we never saw it done before. This is too big for us. This is too big for that." But now it's you on deck. It's your time to go against this. It's your time to fight this. And we sometimes go, and when other people see certain things that they haven't fought before, they haven't went against before, they be mad. They can get frustrated because they like, no, you can't do it either because I can't do it, but they don't know what you are capable of. And so when David went down to go against Goliath, and everybody was saying, "Hey, David, why you think you can go against Goliath? Why you think you can defeat him?" And the reason he thought that that he can defeat him is because right here, you go to 1 Samuel 17 and 37, verse 37, it says that David, moreover, the Lord delivered me out the paw of the lion and out the paw of the bear. He and he will deliver me out the hand of the Philistine, which is Goliath. And so David had previously had some run-ins, right? It's safe to say that he had some run-ins with a lion, and he had a run-in with the bear. And just being a human being, if you had a choice to go against a lion, a bear, or another human being, you probably choose to go against that human being because you like your chances better going against that human being than going against a lion or going against a bear. Either or. I'm just saying, me, if it was me, I'd take the human being. John and no John, I think I got a better chance than going against a lion and going against a bear, right? And so when he went, and a lot of people didn't know that David had defeated that bear. Did nobody know? It was just between him and God. And a lot of situations that we go into, other people don't know about the situation or the circumstances that we've been through. And so since they didn't see us go through it, they didn't see the fact that when we came around them, we wasn't sad, we wasn't down about it. So they didn't know any details about really what was going on with us. So when David went against the lion, he went against the bear. It wasn't an audience around. It wasn't people filming him to put it on Instagram or posting on Facebook. And some of the situations that you went through, when nobody there to film you, want nobody there to post, or want nobody there to talk about exactly what you was going through, how you went through it, and how you overcame it. But you was there, you and God was there taking you throughout the whole situation. Then nobody else knew it. It was just you and him. And so that's how David knew that God was going to be with him, because the situation when nobody else was around, when nobody else was helping, he was there, and he helped him to overcome that situation with the lion and the bear. And your situation might be different. Your situation might be a learning disability that you was able to overcome, that nobody else was there and help you through it, but you prayed and God helped you to get to the next level, and you was able to he was able to enhance your learning abilities, right? Then somebody with your health could have been down, and you weren't telling nobody what was going on with you personally. Some people are just private and they don't like to talk about what they really going through, personally and with their health. And you was fighting with that thing by yourself. Wasn't nobody else there, but you and God, y'all worked through that situation, and you was able to get over it. And then you come around your families and friends, and they never know that you even went through it. And so that what was going on with David. And the reason I think David was as afraid as other people going against Goliath, because of the things that he had faced. And a lot of things that we face, other people are afraid to go against it because uh, the way that God was working in your life was a little bit different than where it was working in their life. So they're a little bit afraid, like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. And so um even when people come and giving their advice, and Saul was the king at that time. And so Saul came to David, and Saul wasn't going out there. He tried to give David some tools. He tried to give him the armor, tried to give him his sword. He tried to give David things that David never used before. And so when we go into a situation, sometimes people they haven't been through that situation, but they try to give you advice. They try to give you advice on the situation that they haven't been through, or they're not gonna go through, or they're not gonna tackle. Now, Saul, did he mean good by it? Yeah, he mean good. He tried to help out. People will try to help out too. They try to help out with their words. They try to help out. How can I do this? Can I do that? Even though they never been through that situation. And sometimes, even when we haven't been through that situation, we have to go on what God is giving us in order to work through it, step by step. And even though they haven't been through it and they giving you that information, sometimes you can't even listen to it. He didn't take he didn't take the armor, he didn't take the sword from David. He didn't take anything from Saul. David didn't take any of the things that Saul offered to him. He tried it. He tried the word, he tried to do that, but it didn't work for him. And some of the information that people might give us when we're going through it, we might try it, we might see if it even work, and it might not work for us. But what David did and going into what he finna go into this fight, into this war with Goliath, what he did, he went and got some tools that he knew how to use. He went and got 5 smooth stones from the creek, 5 stones, and with the slingshot that he already had with him. So he had the slingshot with him. He had the 5 smooth stones that he knew how to use. He knew how to use the slingshot. And he knew he had to get these stones in order to go in there and be able to utilize the tools that he knew that he could use. And sometimes what we have is enough. We might be afraid to go to the next step because we might be thinking, I don't have enough. I haven't done this before. So the few things that I have, I need to get something else. I need to get this. I need to get that. But when you start trusting in God, He want to show you how He can work in your life. So He'll take the little things that you have now and help you overcome anything that you're going to war with, anything that you're battling with. He'll help you to overcome to let you know that it was Him. It wasn't the things that you had. It wasn't how much information you got from somebody else, but it's the tools that you had at your disposal that he used to overcome something that you never thought you could overcome. And that's why he wanted to use David and just use the stones. He wants Saul to say that, oh, you use my equipment, that's why you won. Or you went out, you used my armor, that's why you won. He wanted to show David, even though the size, David was small and Goliath was tall, he was a bigger opponent. He still wanted to show everybody that how powerful he was. I'm gonna use this youth, somebody that's young, never been battle tested, never been in a war, never really fought anybody like that other than the lion and the bear. But I'm gonna take him with what I put in him, what I showed him from the lion and the bear, and let him go defeat, go live to let y'all know who I really am. And so is he wasn't afraid to, trust God in this situation. And I think we get to the point where sometimes that we be afraid to trust him because when David went to fight Goliath, it wasn't nobody there with him. We be afraid to go into situations alone. If I'm being honest, we're afraid to go into situations alone. We not only afraid, then sometimes people don't volunteer their help to help us out, and we be by ourselves, and we like, hey God, can somebody help us out? Can somebody look out for me? Can somebody do something? Can somebody come in and help me do something? And it don't even be that. He just want to use what you got and use you in order to overcome it. And so I think that when we're going against bigger opponents, Goliath was bigger than David, size wise, with his experience in life. And when you go in it and you have a situation like that, you'll tend to be like, you know what, I don't know if I can do this. God, is this really for me? Is this for me to do? And You might not have everything you think you need, but God can use what you have not only to show people, but to grow your trust in Him as well. You might be starting your own business, and you might not have everything that you need. Might even when I started, doing a podcast and start coming on YouTube, I didn't have all the cameras, I didn't have all the microphones, I didn't have all the things that I wanted, that be us wanted. But he be wanting you to use the things that you have, utilize the things that you have, and he can grow it from that point. And we sometimes just want to get right to the best part of life. We want the best cameras, we want the best job, we want the best small business, we want the best cars, best clothes, best houses, and we don't want to start at a level at the beginning where we won't think that it's us doing it, but it'll be him moving and putting us in position that we never thought that we can get in because of him. And so David, with his trust in God and with the tools that he had and the proud things that God did in his life. And sometimes we forget about the proud things he did in our life, the battles and stuff that we went through prior to this. It's a lot of fights, a lot of battles that you went through that you overcome that you kind of push to the side. You kind of push to the side that I might have been the first person that graduated out of my family. I might be the only person that didn't go to jail. I might be the only person that didn't develop a drug habit, or if I did get on drugs, I was able to get off. I'm the only person in my family that didn't drink. I'm the only person that didn't have a child in high school. I was able to break that cycle. It'd be multiple things that we don't consider as being God walking with us, but he actually working and fighting those small battles. So when we get ready to go to war with something bigger, we have that confidence that the things he did when we look back over our life, all them things he did to get us where we at now and prepare us to go with war with this thing that we struggling with, right? And so once we get there and you got your trust, you got them tools. Now it's time to go to war. When David went out there, and the thing about David is like when David got his sling, he got his five smooth stones. He didn't wait to go out there and fight Goliath. He didn't say, "Let me wait till tomorrow. Let me wait till then. Let me wait till that." No, right now. He was Mister Right Now. He went out there after he got them stones, and he went out there and ran towards him for disrespecting God. He went right after Goliath, and he defeated him. He defeated him. So have faith with the things that you have. Have faith in God that He can use you and the things that you have in order to overcome this war that you're in right now. You will be successful. You will do the things that you need to do. But long as that faith that you have in Him, that trust that you have in Him, that He'll bring you through and He'll do it every time. So listen, I don't want you out here living in fear, and it takes time for us to do anything and be able to accomplish anything, but don't live in fear and attack that problem head on. Go for it. Got what you got, do what you need to do, and go for it. You're gonna have mistakes, you're gonna fail, but go for it. And I appreciate y'all tuning in and listening to me, taking our time in your day. If y'all want to holler at me after this, catch me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Real Men Talk Podcast. Just keying in on any of those platforms, pop it up, like, comment, subscribe, DM me if it's something that you want to see us talk about here, me talk about any kind of conversation. Just DM me and say, "Hey, Stan the Man, I want to hear about this on Real Man Talk Podcast. Can y'all talk about this on Real Man Talk Podcast?" And I got you. All right. Peace. See y'all next week.